Pooja, it's finally come to an end. The family members and the Indian Army, they're all in attendance to bid the final goodbye as we hear the we saw that 21 gun salute and the formal ceremony to rest our brave soldier has just ended.
But if there are two giveaways from these specific visuals on your screen, one is look at the support that has come in, and I can tell you most of them are actually strangers who have heard the news about Colonel Manpreet and have just landed up to ensure they stand by the family at this hour of grief. As an Indian, as a resident of Mohali, as a resident of Punjab, there's a reason that you see so many people and the streets that are packed. A similar visual was seen in Panipat. So many people who've just come together to ensure that the family is not alone at this time. But of course, for the children left behind, who will only grow up to the legendary stories of the courage of their father, Major Ashish, Colonel Manpreet Singh, DSP Humayun Bhatt, a 6-year-old saluting to the mortal remains of his family, a 2-year-old toddler girl. These children will of course hear for many, many years to come about how bravely their father, Colonel Manpreet Singh, led a fine example of leading from the front. He had a choice of a peace posting, but he ensured that he would stay with his brother-in-arms in 19 Rashtriya Rifles and continue to be at the forefront when required to be on his duty. Of course, the most difficult, remember, will be the moment for the mother. For a mother who gave birth to the child, and she was heard yesterday as well saying, Mera Manpreet chala gaya. Remember, for a mother, it is an absolute matter of courage to be sending her son into the armed forces, fully aware about the risks that are involved. And this is not the first time, of course, that Colonel Manpreet was in a situation like this. He's already been granted and awarded with Gallantry Award medals, Sena medals in 2021. This time, of course, possibly the luck was not on his side, but he leaves behind a legacy that will not just be for the generations in Mohali, but for all Indians watching this right now. Always remember the courage of the families as much of the Indian Armed Forces as we think of the bravery of the soldiers on the front. And it's because of the courage of these families that these men in uniform are also able to fight. In the next few minutes, the final journey, the final rites that are going to be taking place. And look at the little boy dressed in his own little uniform of the army, unknown possibly to what has unfolded, but perhaps a reflection of the courage that the family that also has shown. In the pink was the mother, and in the white, as you can see, with a lot of stoic composure and strength, is the wife. Major Ashish was married about 9 years ago, has a 2.5-year-old child, a girl. DSP Humayun Bhatt, married just last year, has a month-old baby. Leaving behind little children, these soldiers were on duty to ensure our borders are secure so that we can live safely in this country. Of course, there will be a lot of other questions that will be raised about terrorism that is still on in the Kashmir Valley, despite a very heavy crackdown. Questions to be raised to the politicians of what is being done to ensure that we do not lose our men and that the terrorism completely is wiped off from the valley. A lot has changed for the better in the Kashmir Valley since 2019. We have seen that terror activities have come down, but the strategies have changed. And with Pakistan sponsoring terrorism, now with China's support, these are casualties that are taking place. And for anyone wondering how do 3 senior officers lose their life in the line of duty, the encounter has taken place in a forested area of Anantnag in South Kashmir. And therefore, that treacherous terrain where there are hillocks, cliff and mountains and forests, it's a reminder that it's not an easy place to really be operating in. And yet our men are out there right now, even now, losing their brother-in-arms. They continue to be on duty. Over to you, Nabila.